Hi, I'm Matt,
I'm Rich.
and this is the Sorta Professional Podcast.
Different intro this week.
Different intro this week.
I'm in a bad mood, so I'm playing with my toys while we record. It's an eyeball, man. Optic.
It's been a while since playing with a toy made me feel better.
I love toys.
I know, I can tell.
There's nothing wrong with There's nothing more innocent than having a toy of something you love.
Yeah? Well, I have a story for you before we actually get into all this podcasting stuff.
Wouldn't the story be part of the podcast?
It would, but it's not. It has nothing to do with what the podcast is actually about.
Are you going to put me on the spot again about commissions that you haven't paid for yet? Because then I'm going to leave the room and you're by yourself.
No, and but now that you've brought it up, I think the reason I haven't paid for them yet is so that you can take your time with them, right?
That's right.
And I have no problem with that. As long as I haven't paid for it, you take your time.
I have to give you a little hard time. I told you, I'm in a bad mood, so I tend to take things out on other people.
Anyway,
what's the story about?
I decided to take my dog out one last time before I go to bed last night because I don't want her pissing in the house.
That's a reasonable reason to do it.
Good plan, right?
Yep.
So I take her out, I put her on the leash, and I'm talking with my uncle who's sitting out there smoking a cigarette. And I see her, she starts to move off to go sniff at something, which isn't unusual. She's finding a spot to piss. But then I look over to what she's moving towards, and I see a snake.
Oh.
And the first thing I do is yank her. You should have seen how hard I yanked her away. I think I got her airborne.
Airborne?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I took a look at I said, whoa.
Whoa.
Which stopped my uncle from talking.
Like Joey Lawrence on Blossom?
One of the few things that can get him to stop talking, apparently. And
he didn't talk much when I met him.
I looked at it, and it was a copperhead.
Oh!
Yeah. So
I'm never coming to your house ever again.
Well, what happened, I think, is because my father apparently saw a water moccasin.
Okay.
Was it a water moccasin? Another venomous type of snake.
Well, don't bring them here.
A couple of days before that, and they'd been doing a lot of work in the ditch behind our house.
So they're all coming out of there.
So we think that they were coming out of there because they'd all been disturbed. But, thankfully it just ended up with my dog coughing a little bit from a sore neck, and not with me having to rush her to an ER at 9:30 at night.
Did you scream like a little girl? Because I would have.
No, I didn't.
I would have.
I think I would pay to see that.
You probably would have heard me. I've only seen a snake once, and it was when I lived in North Carolina. And I had to get it out of my apartment with a broom, like a hockey stick.
Yeah. Oh, it was actually in your apartment.
What happened was I was in a shitty apartment, and the seal under the door, instead of the guy fixing it, his way of fixing it was he came and ripped it off. So when I shut the door, the snake was like, "No, I'm going under that door." And I had to sweep it out like I was playing snake hockey.
Well, I got my dog back inside, and I went into the garage and I grabbed an axe that we have for cutting wood.
Did you get it?
No, unfortunately I didn't get it. It crawled off by the time I got back there with the axe.
You don't need an axe. You should have shot that thing.
That's what my uncle said. He said I should have gotten the grand.
Should have shot that thing. That's not a snake you mess with.
No, I didn't want to mess with it.
How big was it?
It wasn't terribly big. Maybe, I don't know, what's that?
About 24 inches.
Yeah, 2 feet. Yeah. It was probably only about that big. Not the biggest snake I've ever seen.
So we were talking about toys after you told your snake story. Did you get the NECA turtle movie figures?
No, I didn't.
You should. They're 18 inches tall and $100 each.
Wait, now when you say movie figures,
they're made off the movie models. The first movie, the good one.
Oh, okay. So a decent design then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Raph and Don are out, and Leo's and June. I didn't get them because I didn't feel like spending $100 on them.
Oh, are they $100?
$100 each.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, no, the Mondo ones that were going for like $300 or $400 that look like the old turtle toys.
Yeah.
They're going for like $100 now on eBay.
Yeah, I was looking for all of the episodes of the 2003 cartoon series.
Good luck.
And for $20, a guy was selling They were just basically reproductions of when they would put out a DVD with 3 episodes on it.
You mean the ones that I have?
Yeah.
That I shouldn't turn my back on? You'll steal those?
And I'm not going to spend $20 on 3 episodes of the show. I want them to just do what they did. They did this with the 80s cartoon, apparently. They took it and they said, here's the complete series.
And it came in a van.
Yeah.
I have that too.
I considered ordering it.
It's worth it.
I was never a huge fan of that one.
No?
No, it's a little too...
When I watched it now, I can't get through it. Yeah. I loved it as a kid, but when I watched... Same thing with He-Man. I can only take so much He-Man before I'm like, all right.
Do you remember SWAT Cats?
Yes.
I loved SWAT Cats when I was a kid. They played it...
I'm sorry to hear that.
They played it about 2 years ago on Boomerang, I think, the entire series of it.
They still play it on one of the online channels.
It wasn't a very long series.
No, I think it only had like 23 episodes.
But it had... And it was not good when I rewatched it.
No.
But it had some interesting ideas that could have been expanded on.
You know what Saban, the people that own the Power Rangers just filed for? They re-upped the trademark for Beetleborgs. Remember that bad show?
I remember that.
The guy looked like Jay Leno and the Joker had a baby.
Yep. I wouldn't have remembered that show if you hadn't said anything about it.
It had one of the best theme songs, though. It was just some lady yelling big bad Beetleborgs for like 2 minutes.
Well,
kind of like Power Rangers. Power Rangers go Power Rangers over and over again, wasn't it?
No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Not the theme song. No, it
wasn't.
wasn't.
Oh, yeah, then they say Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
No.
What else did they say?
There's lyrics to that song. I don't know them off,
Not in the version I remember.
I have it on my phone. I will play it for you when this podcast is over.
Why don't you play it on the podcast?
Well, because of
we don't want anybody to sue us.
That's one of them. The other is it would sound terrible.
That can't sound any worse than everybody tells us on the phones. We try to fix that.
It sounds fine to me on the computer, and I have heard it on the phone, and it does sound really low on the phone, and I can't figure out why.
Me either.
I really can't. I mean, well, wear headphones. Neither of us is so loud that we're going to blow out anybody's eardrum.
Well, you've never gotten me yelling.
Not yet.
I could yell. My voice goes up a few octaves the madder I get.
Okay.
I don't know why that happens, but it does.
Doesn't happen to me.
Just like, no matter how hard I try, if I go to like a store and someone goes, "Can I help you?" I always go, "No, I'm fine." I don't know why it happens, but it always goes up an octave.
When I get mad, I just start really stumbling badly over my words. Like, if you think I'm bad now...
you don't stumble too bad.
Hear me when I'm mad.
Really?
Because I'll really, like, especially...
I've seen you mad when you don't get your comic books. You didn't stumble too much
I love talking about politics.
Oh, speaking of politics, did you see what happened today?
No.
Donald Trump said he thought that being president would be easier than his previous job.
Why that?
Said this in a speech. How awesome is that?
Why would he think that?
I don't know, but that's what he thought.
Has he seen before and after pictures of every president?
He had no idea that I'm going to pull it up on my phone so I can give you the exact quote. But he said he had no idea that it was so hard.
But while you're doing that, you get me started talking about politics, especially with somebody I'm having a disagreement with. When I'm trying to make a point, I'll stumble and fumble and just trying to make this point and sound like a complete idiot.
I don't even know how to look for this.
There's this thing called Google.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to put it into the phone so I get the actual quote to come up right away. Sometimes you type stuff in and then you get 45 articles that have nothing to do with it. There we go. He said he thought being president would be much easier than his old life.
Okay. I think that's enough about Donald Trump.
And actually, the headline of the article is, Donald Trump sounds like he really misses being not president.
I have nothing else to say about that.
How awesome is that? The president doesn't want to work. He's a millennial.
So Batman hitched a ride on the cosmic treadmill.
Gonna talk about comics now. Nobody likes this part of the show. This is where they go and make a sandwich.
Well, they need that little break to do something, right?
Did you happen to see where the cosmic treadmill was stored? And they have the underwear and suits of every hero that's been missing for 5 years.
Yeah, didn't Barry basically call it the lost and found of the Justice League?
Weren't they worried when all of their friends' clothes were missing without them in it? They had Martian Manhunter's suit. Where is Martian Manhunter?
He was in the New 52 for a bit, though.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't read the New 52 at all.
What's the name of that group from Wildstorm? The Wildstorm universe, like their version
Wildcats?
of the Justice League. No, not the Wildcats. Am I thinking of the wrong universe?
No, you have the right universe. I don't think it's
Storm something?
Stormwatch?
Stormwatch, yeah. He was in that comic.
He was?
For a bit, yeah.
What the hell's he doing in that?
Hell if I know.
And then they have all the Legion of Superheroes clothes. So when the Legion of Superheroes do come back, because they've been mentioning them, are they going to be naked? Are they going to be mad that they're clothes? They even had Ted Kord's Beetle car.
Really?
Yeah, it was up on the rack.
Was he ever actually in this rebirth
They
thing now?
just brought back his version of the Blue Beetle in Blue Beetle, a comic. I read it on Newsarama.
You know, I was getting Blue Beetle for a while, and I like Blue Beetle. But I just have not liked any of the series that they've done for him. Any of the solo books that they've done for him.
Did you hear that we have to pay to watch Young Justice Season 3?
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to bring up. Is they have DC's having their streaming service now, and that's where they're going to do...
I'm not doing it.
I mean, yeah, good job, DC, half listening to the fans.
I pay for Netflix, Hulu, and WWE Network. I'm not paying for anything else.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad Young Justice is coming back.
And they're doing The Outsiders.
They deserve to. But
The Outsiders are awesome, which means Batman will be involved.
Well, that's also where they're doing the Titans show now. Is on that.
Well, as long as it's not the CW, I'll be all right. Because I don't. As much as I want to see Nightwing and Starfire get together, I don't want to see it on a weekly basis.
Well, you wouldn't see them get together because there'd always be that relationship drama. Because that's what the CW does. They can't just have people be happy in a goddamn relationship.
I can't believe they're bringing General Zod into Supergirl.
They are?
Yes, they are.
Oh, God.
I'm quite happy about that. I'm just hoping it's not the guy that looked like Dwight Schrute from Man of Steel.
Oh.
Did you fart? What's the matter?
No, speaking of casting things, apparently, and you know this guy, I don't. Apparently The Miz wants to play Booster Gold.
Perfect.
Now, here's the funny thing about that, is I saw that and I said, oh, I should talk to Rich about this. And then I read the article. And it says who he really wanted to play was Deadpool. But Ryan Reynolds got it, and Ryan Reynolds did such a good job,
The Miz is the greatest performer they have right now on wrestling, but he's also the most annoying.
Okay, so remember the title is the WWE Superstar The Miz wants to play Booster Gold.
I'm behind that.
Okay. This says, forced to choose a comic book role aside from the Merc with a Mouth, The Miz settled on Booster Gold. It sounds like he really, really wants to play Booster Gold.
I think he would have been good as Hal Jordan, too. No, I scratched that. Kyle Rayner. Better choice for him. Dye his hair black.
Hang on, let's look at The Miz again. Yeah, he looks about as gay as Kyle Rayner is.
Kyle Rayner is not gay. He slept with Sinestro's daughter. Come on, man.
Oh, you just like him because he's an artist.
I do. I related to that Green Lantern.
To be fair, he was my favorite Green Lantern, too.
I don't like his crab mask, though.
But now he's done nothing.
Well, now he's a Green Lantern again.
Oh, is he finally?
He was the White
again?
Lantern, but then they stripped him of all his powers to bring all the other rings back. So now he's a Green Lantern.
Because they wanted to destroy all the stuff that Jeff Johns had built up.
He got to pick what color he wanted. He went with green. I guess he figured I'll pick the one color that I'm not needed in.
What happened to Saint Walker?
He's back. He's
out
looking for the rest of the two other Blue Lanterns. The Elephant Man, whose name always escapes me. And they had that other guy that was the Blue Lantern. That then the ring went to Kyle, and then the ring went to the Flash, and then it disappeared.
I don't know.
So he's out looking for hope, and I don't mean like a lady named Hope. He's looking for hope. But they brought Larfleeze back as now Atrocitus.
Oh.
We haven't seen Carol Ferris yet.
That seems to be DC's thing now. Is finding hope again.
Well, it's Marvel now stealing that idea. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
They're gonna bring back old numbering, and
I heard
they're also gonna do the older stories with the hopeful Marvel characters.
They're doing the Legacy line.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's where Logan's coming back in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. They should just give him a team of Wolverines.
But in the Flash this week, even Barry mentions he saw the helmet of Mercury, and felt hope.
Maybe he'll be a Blue Lantern.
You're really pushing it.
They know that the New 52 wasn't bad, but it drove away a lot of readers.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing right now is I hate people who don't read comics that make comments on comics to begin with.
Well, yeah.
I haven't read comics in 20 years. Then shut the fuck up.
I don't know that it was so much the New 52 that really pushed people away, but Convergence definitely pushed a ton of people away.
I didn't even bother picking it up.
You're lucky.
But yeah, the Miz is Booster Gold. I get behind that.
Because here's the funny thing. Actually, this didn't happen in Convergence. This happened in the Earth 2 series that they put out after Convergence. No, it did happen during Convergence. Thomas Wayne died.
He dies in every.
Thomas Wayne Batman died.
He dies in every continuity. Thomas Wayne's supposed to be dead.
Oh no! Wait. Wait. There was the Earth 2 Thomas Wayne Batman, and then there was Flashpoint Batman. So he's looking at Flashpoint Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Thomas Wayne.
Thomas
Wayne. Do they totally just ignore that Bruce Wayne's mother became the Joker in that reality?
No. I don't. Did Barry know that?
No. Nobody. Even Bruce doesn't know it.
Well, yeah, Bruce doesn't know it because how would he know?
They don't bring it up.
Who would bring it up?
Tom. I know him personally.
Tom who?
Thomas Wayne.
He's
coming back next issue.
Yes, next issue. He's not there yet.
He better bring it up.
Bruce, no. Why would he bring it up?
Because that's the first thing I would tell a kid. Your mom became the Joker. Matt's drinking coffee, so hold on.
You're terrible.
I am terrible.
You're terrible.
Why am I terrible?
Why would that be the first thing you tell your son?
Because I haven't seen him in a while, and he's going to ask me where his mom is.
She couldn't be here. She's at a farm upstate.
She's got Commissioner Gordon tied to a birthday cake filled with dynamite.
There was a different reason he was naked in that version of the Killing Joke.
Ew. Joker sex.
So, comic book factoid of the day.
Did you use the word factoid?
I did. Did you know that in Europe, they have a different cover for Batman and Flash?
No.
Yeah, apparently the smiley face is,
you can't use the smiley
under
face.
copyright.
That's right.
So they have...
Is he holding the donut?
This is their cover.
Them running?
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice cover.
It is a nice cover.
Why? How does Batman run with that cape? It seems kind of counterintuitive.
No, it's a very aerodynamic cape.
It gets bigger.
It wouldn't look it, but it is aerodynamic.
It's leather.
Is it?
Well, everything else that I've ever seen, it's leather in the Batman-Superman movie. What is that?
That is the Watchmen cover from Europe. Because they can't show the smiley face.
A hole with some red stuff coming, so it's a vagina.
That's what it looks like.
So it's a vagina. It's a hole with some red stuff coming out of it.
It's the smiley face's eye, it's not a vagina.
It's a vagina. It's a hole with some red stuff coming out of it. Once a month.
I have to bring this up.
You're going to bring up more vagina talks?
Kind of, yeah. So,
all right. Going to gain some new listeners.
I read Arkham Asylum when I was 13 years old. And I've loved it since. Arkham Asylum, A Serious House, and Serious Earth, right? And when I was 17, I started a book club in high school. Shut up. And the You're one to talk.
I admit I'm a nerd.
And the librarian was the one running it. So
As a surprise.
and I said to her, "Here, I wanna have us do this book," and it was Arkham Asylum. And I figured there's nothing terrible in there, so what would be the issue? So she reads it, and I asked her what she thought, and she said, "Well, it is really good, but we can't read it." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Because of the Tunnel of Love." And I said, "What do you mean the Tunnel of Love?" And I remember that scene. I don't remember there being anything bad about it. And she opens it up and she says, "Matt, it's a vagina."
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Dude, I was like 8 when I read that book.
I never saw it. I don't know how I didn't see it.
That's something you can't unsee.
What was it? 4 years between 13 and 17, I never saw that.
And I'm a lot older than you.
I don't know why I never saw it.
That is, you were just so enthralled with the Joker grabbing Batman's ass.
You didn't like that?
No, I don't like when they have the Joker flirt with Batman. No, that's not my cup of tea.
Makes Batman uncomfortable, doesn't it?
Batman seems uncomfortable an awful lot. He's uncomfortable with a lot of things. He's uncomfortable with Superman telling the Justice League.
You know that book is a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't.
Yeah, well, Batman's in Arkham Asylum, right?
No, it's a dream.
No, I mean the dream is he in the asylum?
Yes, the dream is him in Arkham Asylum. Being home, essentially.
I just don't like the artwork in that book. I wish they'd make an animated movie of that, minus the vagina.
Who was it? I can't remember. Was it Dave Gibbons did The Killing Joke?
Yes.
Grant Morrison originally wanted him to do the art for Arkham Asylum. But I think he was tied up with something else.
No, Dave Gibbons didn't do Killing Joke.
No, you're
why
right.
did I say yes?
I don't know why you
I'm
said
a fucking
yes.
moron.
Because even now I'm thinking, no, that's not right. It's not Dave Gibbons. Who was it?
And I had his name in my head when you said it. Brian Boland.
Yes, Brian Boland. That's who he wanted.
Why did I say yes? I obviously was not listening to you.
No, you weren't. He wanted Brian Boland to do the art, which would have been interesting. But I think, listen, I know.
Then I would have liked it a lot
I know
more.
you're not a big fan of the art in that, but I think that to have it be different would take. It has to me, a dreamlike, like a nightmarish quality to it, and I don't think that Brian Boland, with his more grounded, could have pulled that off.
You know how parents nowadays are so protective over what their kids can see and stuff and do?
Yeah.
The first 3 comics I ever owned that were bought by my mom were The Killing Joke, Arkham Asylum, and The Dark Knight Returns.
First three graphic novels I owned were The Dark Knight Returns, Arkham Asylum. What was the other one? It wasn't The Killing Joke. No, you know what I think it was? I think it was just a collection of Alan Moore DC stories.
And I've never, and this is going to surprise you, ever read the original Ninja Turtles comics.
Neither have I.
I can't get past the artwork. It looks like it was drawn in the garage. And now that I don't work there anymore, I can say that.
I mean, it's not like it was meant to be a serious story. It was a parody comic, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it looked like it was drawn with a big pen.
Maybe it was. You don't know.
That's just not cool. I don't like that. I don't like gritty artwork. I do like Todd McFarlane's artwork, but I don't like you. As you saw, I bought the Star Wars graphic novels, and those are very.
You seem to like more cartoony.
I do.
Yeah.
And like Super Sons, I love that book.
Yeah.
The look of that book is awesome.
That's not Gleason though. Who is drawing Super Sons?
Some Italian guy.
I can't remember who's drawing Super Sons right now. I don't have it in front of me, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Sorry, I got a message about work.
Oh boy. Are you fired yet?
I don't get fired. You know why? Because I actually do my job, and I don't send it back and say, "Oh, I don't like the card stock, so I'm not drawing on this." I do my job. So you like He-Man?
Yeah, there it is.
Do you like He-Man?
Do I like He-Man? Never watched He-Man.
I'm very upset that they announced a date for the movie to come out. I don't want another He-Man movie.
16, superheroes better known for being hot than heroic.
Are you reading stuff off your phone to make the podcast more interesting?
Well, yeah. I mean, it gives us things to talk about, doesn't it?
I wanted to talk about He-Man, but you apparently don't know who He-Man is.
Really? Their first one on here is Starfire.
She's hot.
She is, but, you know...
She can't show her body off anymore, because then we'll get the Mary Sue people after us again. Come on, you can do it.
No.
I just did it.
I know you did. Oh, I'll leave that on. Emma Frost.
I don't like Emma Frost.
Well, first of all, Emma Frost didn't start as a hero. She was a villain originally.
Yep. She was,
And I'm sorry, but...
What, Hellfire Club? Is that what it was? Yeah.
I'm pretty... What would you be able to call her? Like an anti-hero, maybe?
Well, now she's a villain again.
She's a villain again? So she's better known as that than hot, I would think.
Yeah, she wears Cyclops' helmet.
Gambit?
No.
Well, at least they're being, you know...
All women love Gambit.
Lady Death. That's from a series I've never read.
Only thing I know about Lady Death is her boobs are huge and she has a big skull sword.
Namor's not a hero.
He's a king. Why isn't Namor a hero?
Well, wasn't he... Well, no. I'm sorry.
He's one of the dickheads who put the Hulk on another planet.
Well, that's not very heroic, is it? Actually, he was destroying the planet, or close to destroying the planet at the time, wasn't he?
Who, the Hulk?
Yeah.
No, they put him there because they were afraid of him. I read that so long ago, but it wasn't like Mr. Fantastic. Are we allowed to say Mr. Fantastic? Or
why wouldn't we be allowed?
Because they're not in the comics anymore. You're not allowed to talk about him.
Who gives it?
I'm not even allowed to draw the Fantastic Four. But it sounds like they're coming back at the end of Legacy.
That's drawing. This is talking.
But Fantastic Four was one of my favorite comics with Mark Waid and Mike Roringo were doing it.
Okay.
You never read those?
No.
You need to read those.
I don't. I've read very, very little Marvel in my life.
Yeah, you need to pick up some and catch up.
House of M.
Ew, no wonder you don't like Marvel.
I liked House of M.
Ugh.
I thought it was decent.
Blah.
What else have I read? All of Ultimate Spider-Man until Peter Parker died.
Ultimate Spider-Man for me was weird. I have every issue of that book from 1 until 100,
yeah.
And I have no recollection of what it's about.
It's about Spider-Man.
I understand that, but I don't remember. I looked in this box. I have all of them. I want to get rid of them.
To be fair, oh, really? Oh, we'll talk.
Okay.
To be fair, a lot happens in those first 100 issues.
Great artwork, Mark Bagley. I remember the Green Goblin looked like a monster, and that's it. I don't remember anything else.
It jumps around a lot.
I just remember that I remember I was really into it for a long time, but I don't remember anything about it.
Well, I can tell you I liked it more than regular Spider-Man.
A lot of people did.
I didn't like Ultimate X-Men. I read a little bit of that, didn't like it.
There were aspects of Ultimate X-Men that I really liked, and then there were other parts of it that were hot garbage.
Oh my God, Ultimatum Blue. That was...
Was that Joe Mad's return?
That was Jeff Loeb writing and David Finch doing the art.
He's only done one thing that I liked, and it was the recent Batman books. I Am Gotham books.
Basically, it was, let's see how many people I can kill in one storyline.
I did like Ultimate Thor.
And in the most grotesque ways possible, mind you.
I did like Ultimate Thor. He was cool.
What happened to his hammer?
I don't know. It looked like a big spoon with a fork driven in the back of it.
I'm trying to think of what else I've read from Marvel. I read one X-Men from when I think Jim Lee was doing the art, and I can't remember the name of the person who was writing it, but it was one of the people who apparently was no good.
According to every X-Men fan out there, every writer was no good except Chris Claremont.
It was when what was the name of this guy? He was part of the Canadian superhero team.
Alpha Flight?
Yeah, he was part of Alpha Flight and then joined the X-Men.
North Star?
North Star. It was when they brought North Star onto the team.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's like the worst time to read X-Men.
Yeah, well.
I never liked North Star. I never liked Alpha Flight. I was glad Wolverine kicked the crap out of them.
What kills me?
I can't say the word Wendigo without laughing, though.
Well, can you at least hear it without laughing?
Nope.
Okay, well, there was an episode of Supernatural you should never watch.
It's just a funny word.
It can be.
I know I'm saying it differently, but the way I say it is funny, because some people say Wendigo, I say Wendigo.
Wendigo.
So you say it like I do, but some people say Wendigo or Wendigo.
When Dingo ate my baby?
The dingo ate your baby. So you didn't watch Seinfeld?
I don't. I watched the movie that was in.
Meryl
Streep?
Do I look like a guy that fucking watches anything that Meryl Streep is in?
You look like you watched the shit out of Mamma Mia.
Nope. I don't even know what a Mamma Mia is. I know it's something Mario yells when he gets put on fire in the Super Mario games. I know I say Mario funny. It's Mario.
Yeah.
But I say Mario. Because when I watched Saved by the Bell, it wasn't Mario Lopez until recently. It was Mario Lopez when they said his name.
I think that maybe because they're different ethnicities. Just a guess. Like,
Tomato.
There's Martin.
He's the man.
And Martine.
Martine was on Seinfeld.
Speaking in Spanish.
You ever watch Martin? TV show?
With Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
I have a vague recollection of having seen a few episodes of it.
Used to be on before, like, Hanging with Mr. Cooper and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, I watched the French... Yes, I watched the French Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, ooh la la!
Completely different show.
You watching Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. That was Sam Waterston?
The fuck will I know?
I think he did his voice.
I only know names like Maurice LaMarche. He did Egon's voice on The Real Ghostbusters, The Brain, Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Now he was on Futurama as like everybody. And Morbo!
I can't believe I just forgot his name.
Morbo? He's the green alien that does the reporting in Futurama.
No, Bender.
John DiMaggio.
I can't believe I forgot his name.
He did one of the better Joker impersonations. I liked it. It wasn't bad. All he needed to do was say, "Bite my shiny white ass."
I mean, it wasn't Young Justice Joker.
I didn't like that Joker.
It wasn't that bad.
I didn't like that Joker at all.
That was terrible. Brent Spiner, that's the guy's name.
Is that who did it?
Yeah.
Data?
Uh-huh.
He's a dick. He was a dick to Sheldon on Big Bang Theory. Even though he's not a dick, but he was a dick to Sheldon.
Everybody's a dick to Sheldon.
I miss when that show was good.
Will Wheaton was a dick to Sheldon.
What are you, Stewie? Cool Whip.
Did you see that episode with the Next Generation cast?
Yes.
Of The Family Guy?
Yes. The Family Guy! Hey!
I said it specifically like that because of you. I said it
all
like
of a sudden,
that.
it's my big fat Greek podcast.
Colossus is on this list, too?
What the fuck? Are we still talking about this? Find something interesting to talk about. We don't want to put the people to sleep.
I am. Well, if you would actually talk... Nightwing is not more well known for being sexy than for being...
I know at least 5 women that love Dick Grayson. And yes, I specifically spaced that out.
It's more his ass than anything else.
I hate when everybody draws him. He was naked for a few issues in the comic, wasn't he?
Grayson?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did not read Grayson.
Grayson was good, but it got way too fan servicey at points.
We still haven't talked about any comics. We've just been talking about
We
bullshit.
talked a little bit about this issue.
I'm sure someone tuned out as soon as we said that there was a treadmill.
Who the fuck is Vartox?
Let me see what he looks like. Bad guy from Harley.
He's number 1 on this list.
Because he's hairy and looks like Keith Hernandez.
Really? They were saying Sean Connery.
It looks like Keith Hernandez to me.
Okay, sure.
You don't know who Keith Hernandez is?
Nope.
You lived in New York. You don't know who Keith Hernandez is?
Too bad. Live with it.
Oh, that's right. You're not a sports guy.
No, I'm not.
You're not even a sports entertainment guy.
Nope.
You're just mad because I didn't like your Batman R.I.P. book.
Yes, that's right, I am. Oh, finally, by the way, they're making a real sequel to Unbreakable. Have you seen Unbreakable? It was an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I don't watch anything made by N. Shyamalan. I'm gonna choke. See what you did there? You made me choke with that.
It was. I'll say it. It was his best movie, which isn't saying a lot.
How many movies has Shyamalan made?
More than you think. It had Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Isn't that The Sixth Sense or
No,
something?
Samuel L. Jackson was not in The Sixth Sense.
The kid was a ghost or something, and I fell asleep. But I
Bruce-
figured out the movie before
turns out-
everybody else in the theater.
Turns out Bruce Willis has superpowers.
Yeah.
You remember this movie now?
No, I still haven't seen
Okay.
it. How can I remember it if I haven't seen it?
There's movies I think I haven't seen, and then when somebody explains it to you,
Here's the thing with me
talks
now.
more
with
about
movies. Here's the thing with me with movies now. If it doesn't have a DC, a Marvel, or a Disney logo on it, guaranteed chance I've never seen it. Because I have very picky tastes.
How far back are we talking?
Even when I was a kid,
So you weren't seeing a lot of movies ever.
I saw movies like when people gave them to me for free, and my friends didn't say, "Hey, Rich, let's go see Unbreakable." We saw movies like Congo or Jurassic Park.
Unbreakable was a good movie.
So were the Godfather movies. I've never seen those either.
Well,
Never seen Scarface. I could list the great movies of the world that
so
I've.
you've never seen Scarface? Keep it that way. Scarface is vastly overrated.
But it was the creation of Razor Ramon came from that movie, so I do want to see it because I loved Razor Ramon. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life. I've never seen Mary. I've seen Mary Poppins. It was The Sound of Music. I've never
Keep
seen
going.
Willy Wonka straight through.
What?
Never seen it. There's two scenes in that movie that I like. When those little orange doofy guys dance,
The Oompa Loompas.
and at the end of the movie where he finds out the girl cheats, and he goes, "You get nothing." That's my favorite parts of that movie.
It was a boy.
I've never made it through any of the Monty Python movies. Never made it through them.
Life of Brian was better than Holy Grail.
Never seen any of the Jaws movies. Never seen any of the Friday the 13th movies.
There's only one Jaws movie worth seeing.
Never. I watch movies like Rocky and Spaceballs, The Lion King.
Now, I just want to make this absolutely clear. You've seen Rocky 5,
Yes.
but you've never seen Jaws.
Nope. Never seen Goodfellas.
You need to see good.
What's that other movie with John Goodman and the guy who was in that Western movie when he talks you can't understand him with the beard? He plays like a hippie in the movie. Everybody
Jeff
always,
Bridges?
Yeah.
You're talking about The Big Lebowski.
yeah, I've never seen that movie either.
Okay.
I've never seen Mallrats 2 or whatever the hell the movie is.
Mallrats.
No, the other ones. The first ones that he made.
Clerks.
I've never seen Clerks or Clerks 2.
You've never seen Clerks?
Nope.
I think you'd like Clerks.
I don't like the black and white.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I've never seen Schindler's List.
Listen, Schindler's List is a really good
Wow,
movie.
I just compared Clerks to Schindler's List.
Schindler's List is a really good movie. I would recommend not watching it.
You know how they get me to see Schindler's List? Change the name to Magneto, and I'd watch it.
Magneto's List?
I'd watch that too. I like things that don't have anything to do with reality. That's why I like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like next Friday, we won't be recording our podcast as long because we'll be going to see that movie.
Will we?
You're going. If you don't go, I'm going to drag you there.
I don't think I'm going to be able to go.
Why?
We'll talk about it later.
Come on.
Yeah, sorry.
Make friends and they still don't want to go anywhere. I feel like I'm back in New York.
There's other friends you could go with.
No. No, there's not. Look at that. You bummed me out. Now I'm just going to get up and leave you here to record the rest of the show.
You would too, wouldn't you?
Well, you haven't made me that mad yet.
Not yet?
No.
What do I got to do?
I can get up and leave right now if you want. I guarantee you that there's 5 listeners that I bring in every week will leave.
I don't know about that, considering you didn't put it up on Facebook that this episode is.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could sign up for Facebook and promote stuff too.
I'm never ever signing up for Facebook.
And you also sent it to me at like 10 o'clock in the morning when I'm drinking coffee and I'm really not someone you want to talk to.
Well, I hate to tell you, Rich, but this link that I send you as a text actually stays on your phone. It doesn't just disappear as soon as you read it. It's not like a Mission Impossible thing.
As far as my phone goes, I only carry this around when you're coming over, so I know when you're coming, and when my mom's out and needs to text me that she's coming back to do something. That's it.
That's it?
I don't like phones.
It's the only time you carry that around, huh?
No, because all everybody does is bother me on the phone. They bother me. Call me up, and they tell me about their problems, but then when I talk about my problems, it's like, oh, gotta go now.
Well, this is why we get along pretty well, is because neither of us really likes people.
I'm a humanist, I'll admit it.
Yeah.
What are you looking for now?
Anything. Anything at all.
You're really grasping for... You're not like me, huh? You can't just bring up a topic and go on and on about it?
Not when you put this kind of pressure on me, Rich.
I didn't put a big boulder on you.
There's a lot of pressure on me
What was something you'd want to talk about? Let's talk about that.
What is something I'd want to talk about?
Sure.
A ton of stuff that could get us in trouble.
Okay. Like your meth lab that you have?
Yes.
Okay.
But we agreed not to bring that up. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I said a math lab. My lips got stuck there.
Yeah, okay.
You have a math lab at your house.
Sure.
Right. Where you teach kids algebra and geometry. I don't even know if geometry is a math anymore.
Geometry's been around for 1,000 years or so. I think it'll stick around for a bit longer.
It's still useless.
To you.
When was the last time you used geometry?
I used sacred geometry just the other day.
Sacred geometry? Was that like Jesus divided by God equals
Pretty
Moses?
Pretty much.
What is sacred geology?
It's a magic thing you wouldn't understand.
I just said geology.
You did, but...
Magic? Like you could conjure up some spirits?
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
I'll get a big pot. We'll start stirring some shit and you make something appear. I'll be pretty damn impressed.
Why would I have a big pot?
To mix the toad's legs?
I mean, if you had a big pot full of pot, that might be a...
Well, then the cops might break down my door then. I've never done drugs.
Neither have I.
Ever.
No, never.
Never, not once. I did buy chocolate beer today, though.
I barely drink. I'm completely vanilla.
I bought chocolate beer today.
Really?
Yeah, double chocolate.
That sounds like it would be disgusting.
Well, I'm going to find out.
I want you to get that out and drink it right now.
Okay. You don't have to ask me twice.
And this is why we record in your kitchen. That's a big bottle.
Yeah. Oh, I almost dropped it.
Shay would have been drinking some double chocolate beer.
Nah, she doesn't like bubbles. It's pretty disgusting. It does taste like chocolate, though.
Like disgusting chocolate.
No, it's beer, and it tastes like chocolate. It's actually kind of weird. So now I'm drinking on the podcast. This is Young's Double Chocolate Stout. It's actually not too bad. I think it's because I had a cough drop in my mouth on the first sip.
Oh, that reminds me. Because you just did a plug for something we're not getting paid for.
I do all the time.
You do. I am going to give a shout out to a user on Patreon called Ganymede, who is pledging $1 a month to us.
Hot damn! Hello, Ganondorf, whatever your name was.
Ganymede.
Ganymede. Ganondorf? What? Isn't that the guy from Zelda?
No. Yes, Ganondorf is from Zelda.
The G-Man, that's what I'm going to call him.
Ganymede is from Greek mythology.
Really?
Yes.
What was that person the Greek of?
I don't know that you want to know.
The Greek of?
He wasn't a god.
What was he?
I don't know that you want to know what his role was.
Hit me, I'm drinking double chocolate beer.
He was basically Zeus's butt boy.
I didn't know Zeus played on both teams.
Zeus definitely played on both teams.
Good for Zeus.
Yeah.
I'm all for people doing whatever makes them happy. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to go to the bathroom after I finish this.
To throw up?
Never. If I throw up, I make myself throw up.
Would you believe I've never once in my life burped?
Yeah, you're pretty uptight.
What does that have to do with anything?
If you burp
gonna
more,
burp
you'd
or
be
you're
more
gonna
relaxed.
Listen, my gas goes out one way.
I'm like a lava lamp. Never know what's going to happen. I'll probably burp in the next couple of minutes because I feel it coming up. See?
There you go. It didn't even take a couple of minutes.
It smells like meatballs. I don't even have meatballs.
I smell the beer. I don't like beer.
I love flavored beers. I'm a little fruity with that kind of stuff.
You know, my mother told me when I had I was 21. I had my first drink of beer, and she tells me it's an acquired taste.
It is.
That's what I want to acquire the taste of. Piss water.
Depends on the beer you're drinking. Like this, the more I drink it, the more it tastes like chocolate, and the less it tastes like beer.
To be fair, I think it was Coors Light I was drinking.
That's piss.
Yeah.
Next worst thing is that one with the lime in it. Corona. That's a lady.
It was either Coors or Michelob Ultra.
Oh, Michelob is like drinking seltzer.
Yeah. Well, my mother didn't want me.
You opened this bottle, by the way, by making me drink on the podcast.
My mother didn't want me to drink any of her Blue Moon.
This is the first drink I've had since the Game of Thrones beer came out last year.
There was a Game of Thrones beer?
Yes.
Shouldn't it have been ale?
It is an ale.
Oh, is it an ale?
Yeah, it's a stout ale. I'm going to get the next one when it comes out. It's called Bend the Knee. Anybody that comes to my house has to drink it. And bend the knee.
Well, I can tell you right now that that's not happening.
I saw an awesome Mother's Day card I should get my mom. It says, "You're an awesome mom. You're an awesome mom because you gave birth to the badass legend that I am."
It's a very, it's the word I'm looking for, humble card to give.
You know, I am a humble guy, but I also like myself. I do. For a while I didn't, but I'm back.
It's better to like yourself than not like yourself.
Outside factors that I don't feel like talking about, maybe if I got more of this in me, caused me to feel bad about myself. But I don't feel bad about myself anymore because I always did like myself. That's how I became an artist, because everyone's like, "Oh, you're never going to own a home. You're never going to make any money." Fuck you. Fuck all of them.
This has been Group Therapy with Matt and Rich.
I'd be a good group therapist.
I like to think I would be, too.
I'm a good listener sometimes.
I'm a good talker.
Yeah, and that's what all those people do, is they just listen to you and go, "Oh, so it's your mother's fault."
It's funny, because when I was in high school, I wanted to be a teacher.
Did you?
And then I found out that I didn't want to be a teacher. I actually just wanted to tell people when they were wrong.
You should have been a politician.
No, that involves more lying than I wanted to do.
I'm a good liar. Not as good as some people that were in my life, but...
I think I'm a good liar. In the moment.
This beer was $5.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Probably next time you'll see me drinking Bend the Knee, because it's out soon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I buy too many of them, though, because then I get sick of drinking beer. And I get stuck with a whole bunch like that.
I drink Strongbow apple cider.
My friend Jader loves hard apple cider.
And you know why I drink Strongbow?
Why is that?
Not only is it, I think, the best.
Is it because it sounds like Strong Bad?
No, because the commercials with Patrick Stewart were hilarious.
You're one of those people. Oh, look, the advertising's great. Like KFC's advertising is awesome.
Well, no, it got Strongbow in my mind, so I knew it was an apple cider. Because I'll try any hard apple cider at least once.
I do like sweet things though. So,
and, well, it's a sweeter type of
like Mike's Hard Lemonade and stuff like that. I used to like Smirnoff's Ice.
That was the first time I got drunk.
Are you old enough to know what Smirnoff Ice is?
I know Smirnoff Ice.
Okay. Now they have like 50 different kinds.
I used to drink it at a decent clip.
Can't see you drinking.
Yeah.
You weigh like 5 pounds. You probably get drunk on like a sip.
I don't want to say I got drunk or that I passed out, but my first shot of Jack Daniels involved me then going to lie down on the couch and fall asleep.
My first shot of Jack Daniels wound up with me spitting it on the person who gave it to me because I didn't like it.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible. But thankfully, my brother, who was apparently an alcoholic at the time, said,
Rob?
Yeah. Said, you'll want to have a glass of Coca-Cola ready to chase that down with.
I was smart when people used to buy me shots. I always had my empty beer bottle with me, so if I didn't like it, I'd tell them I was doing a beer chaser, and I'd spit it all into the bottle. Apparently my neighbor is weed whacking his house.
Kind of sounded like my dog snoring. I was like, is Shay asleep?
Shay does not snore.
No?
No. She dreams, though.
Oh, Mandy, my dog, snores like a freight train.
Shay dreams and runs in her sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
This morning, Shay wanted me to get up at 6:30, and that wasn't happening. So she put her head on the side of my bed, and she fell asleep sitting up with her head there.
I was up at 5:30 this morning.
That's the devil's time.
It'll be earlier, starting next week.
Ugh.
And then earlier 2 weeks from now. And, yeah.
What time do you have to get up?
A lot of fun. I'll probably be getting up at about 3:30.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But then what time do you finish?
Depending on the day, it could be anywhere from 11 o'clock to I haven't gotten finished sometimes until around 6.
11 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Or
11 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say, so 11 o'clock at night. I did 4 days in a row of up at 6:30, drawing until 11 o'clock at night, and I wanted to start like punching people that I saw walking around outside. So that's a rough clip.
And that's just drawing. It's not even like it's hard work.
Don't even get me started on that, because I've had people tell me that. It's not like you have a fun job. No, it's a job.
Well, that was why we didn't talk for a bit when we first met each other.
That's the only time I ever made you speechless. Hey, this goes bad on my birthday.
Is that the only thing that goes bad on your birthday?
I was born bad. People don't like to admit
Bad
that.
to the bone?
People don't like to admit they have an evil side. They hide it.
I have no problem with that. I've told
We're also strange.
I've told almost every friend I've ever made that I'm an asshole, and you should.
I have a hat that says asshole
You should come to terms with that now, because if you don't, this friendship is not going to last long.
I did.
Yeah.
You and I, we didn't like each other at first, but every friend I've ever had didn't like me at first.
We didn't. For some reason, you didn't like me because I made a joke.
No, that wasn't why I didn't like you. I just thought you were poking fun without knowing me, and I'm not big on that. Like, now if you did it,
I see.
I would have taken it differently.
I see.
It's not like you called up a client of mine and told them a story that was untrue to try and make me lose the job. Which happened just recently. I'm not giving any names. I could. Matt's getting really, really, really smiley. But I'm not happy about that. And see, I'm angry and my voice went up 2 octaves.
You know, until you actually said that, I've heard that before. I just never noticed it before.
Yep. And you know how I started noticing myself? When Jerry Seinfeld gets angry in the show, they tell him, your voice goes to a comedic pitch, so we don't really know if you're angry. And that's, my friend Joe was like, that's you. He goes, you get so mad, your voice goes up high enough that... I am going to plug something I'm doing next weekend.
Oh, what are you doing next weekend?
Free comic book day at Player's Choice. From 9 to 2, I'll be doing sketches for commissions, and I'll have free giveaway coloring things for little kids.
Oh, nice.
Yep, Player's Choice in North Myrtle Beach.
In the Myrtle Beach Mall.
Yes, I can never remember what the name of that mall is, but it's right across from the Kings Road Walmart.
Is it right across from there?
Yeah. Well, the Books A Million is right across from in the mall there, and the Player's Choice is where the movie theater is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll be doing free comic book day there.
Can you believe I used to walk all the way from Books A Million to Player's Choice?
Why don't you just cut through the mall? Why wouldn't you just do that? Did you fall asleep? What's the matter?
That's what I did.
Some people don't.
I
John.
entered from Books A Million, and then walked through them all to Player's Choice.
That's not too bad. I know John walks around it, I think.
Why?
If I'm not mistaken.
That's
Why
dumb.
did John do anything?
I mean, if just...
Hi, John.
Hi, John. Because I know you do listen.
Yay!
He's subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Nice.
Um,
John just got a new house, so congratulations, John.
and it is
There you go.
It is a nice house.
I gave you a little clink of my beer. There's another one.
Yeah, that'll sound good. Stop it.
Don't make me open up the comic book again.
Yeah, it just...
We should just do a whole show of me doing annoying sounds. Think I can
I
fill an
still-
hour of that?
I still want a soundboard so I can be morning radio disc jockey.
We need a soundboard just so you can record my sounds for me so I don't have to keep doing them. I can just press a button.
Well,
We're going to have a theme song soon.
yeah, we are.
Bob McKnight of the
Yeah.
Bob and Katie Show is going to create it for us.
I imagine it'll be good.
I don't know how we're going to insert it into the show, but
I got to do it here, and
I'm not. I'm just a talent.
I got to do it here. In
You got to do all the work.
Yeah.
Hey, this is your brainchild. You were more surprised, I think, than anybody when I said, "Sure, I'll do it."
I wasn't. Well, it's because the funny thing is that it was an idea that I had, but I don't think. No, that's right. I did bring it up, but more of wouldn't that be kind of...
And then that week later,
fun.
I was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
I just like talking to people, but I don't have to actually talk to people.
Right.
Like, I like to make people laugh. Like, if I had a comedy thing, I'd love it. Like, just go up on stage, make people laugh, not have to get involved with them, go home.
Well, how would you handle hecklers then?
Oh, hecklers are the best. Because they're, like, free material.
Would you handle it like Michael Richards did?
No. No. More like Louis C.K. when he does it. He takes what they say and then he turns it around on them and it's funny and then they laugh or they leave.
Did you ever seen Jimmy Carr?
Probably, but don't
He's
know
a
the name.
British comedian.
Probably, but don't know the name.
Has a really, really weird laugh.
Does he?
Yeah. And he had a response to a heckler. He brought up how there is a difference between the way men are viewed and the way women are viewed. This person, he said, "When's the comedy going to start?" was his heckle.
Oh.
And very original heckle, by the way. And so Jimmy Carr says, here's something funny. There is a difference between men and women, or the way men are viewed and the way women are viewed. A man can go and he can sleep with a ton of women, and he'll be viewed as a stud, somebody to aspire to be. And a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, maybe gets paid for it, and we call her your mom.
That's a good one.
And yes, I'm saying your mother is a prostitute.
Not mine.
No. That was the rest of Jimmy Carr's thing.
You about ready to get hit with a beer bottle.
Yeah, no.
I'm halfway through this. Pretty good. How much alcohol is in this?
It's funny because when you took the first sip, you said this is disgusting.
I told you I had cough drop in my mouth.
Oh, was that it?
Mm-hmm. And the more you drink beer, the more it tastes like it's supposed to. And now it tastes more like chocolate soda.
Have you had a Angry Orchard?
Yes. Those commercials are funny. They yell at the apples.
You have to. I've noticed with that you kind of have to drink it, not quickly, but it's not something you can have sit in your fridge for a week.
Yeah. It skunks up.
Yeah, really quick.
So does the Game of Thrones beer. If you let it sit in your fridge for over like a week or two,
Yeah.
gone.
I mean, if you drink it like the first night you get it, drink a bottle of it, it's great.
I wish they would release Valor Margulis. It's a fruity beer, but it had like a sweet aftertaste. It's good. It's a beer for revenge. Good beer for me. Because I have a revenge list. I don't know if you do. Do you?
No, because I used to be the type of guy that would hold a grudge for a long, long time. But it's to me it's too much trouble to hold on to grudges.
I only hold grudges to people who've hurt me in a way that they need to be taught a lesson.
This will sound like I'm, inflating this story a little bit. Must have been kindergarten or first
I
grade.
can't remember what happened in kindergarten.
A girl, and I won't name her, I won't give her name, had terrible, terrible breath. Everybody knew it. She knew it.
Breath?
Yes. I'm talking like
She was a
really,
kid.
really bad.
All kids have shitty breath.
No. Bad. Like something had
Died in
her mouth, but then something else crawled into her mouth, ate that dead thing, and then died in her mouth.
Defecated it and then died again?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even remember why she decided she was going to do this, but she got right up in my face and just breathed right into my nose.
That's awesome.
And
you could still smell it now?
I choked. I literally choked. I couldn't breathe. That's how bad it was.
If you think about it right now, like you are, can you smell it?
A little bit.
That's how bad it is. Like Moss Man from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe bad, or Stinkor?
Sure.
Patchouli oil?
I know,
you know what patchouli oil is?
I've never smelled patchouli oil.
You should be glad.
Yeah.
Any kid from the 80s knows what patchouli oil smells like because that's what was in Moss Man and Stinkor.
Well, have you ever seen, stupid question, Anchorman?
Yes.
Legend of Ron Burgundy?
Will Ferrell is the man.
The Panther cologne the guy had?
Yeah.
I imagine it smelled like that.
Yeah.
That's,
I, as a child, loved He-Man and I wanted all the figures. When my mom bought me Moss Man and Stinkor, I was very happy. And then I went outside and buried them in the yard. And they're still there.
Do you remember they had I think they were morphers. And you could take coins and put the coins in the morphers?
Power Ranger morphers?
Yeah. I used to have a ton of those. And somehow...
I wish you still had them.
So do I.
Because we'd be able to buy that soundboard.
Yeah. They're buried in my mother's garden somewhere.
Why are they buried in the garden?
Because somehow they ended up along the side of the fence. And I just couldn't... It's one of those things where you drop it and you think you know where you dropped it, so you go back out to get it later, and then you can't find it.
So in like 50 years, post-apocalyptic world, someone's going to find these little dinosaur, pterodactyl...
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Think that your house had superheroes living at it?
I hope so.
That's what you should do, like, if you have a parent that you don't like. Bury him in
I was about to say
bury him in like a Spider-Man or a Superman suit, so that in like 100 years when people dig him up to move the graves, they think Superman and Spider-Man lived forever.
There you go.
See? Revenge list. So how many names would you have on your revenge list?
One, or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say one. I meant to say now.
That's not a list.
Now, maybe one.
27.
27?
27 enemies I have.
You know the exact number.
I could tell you all the names right now without even looking.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Some high-profile artists, some high-profile writers, some who think they're high-profile people, and some personal people. Yeah.
Which group would you say has the highest ratio?
Personal.
Personal?
That's why I don't let anybody in anymore.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Everybody considers me a weirdo.
And?
Some people can't deal with weird.
Everybody's weird.
Like,
It's just about what?
You know me a while now, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same outside as I am inside.
Yeah.
People seem to think that I put on some kind of weird act when I'm outside that makes me different than I am here.
I've never seen it.
Me either. My friend Joe's been my friend for over 20 years. Never seen it, but
I put on a bit of an act. I try to be nicer.
I don't even.
But that's because I have to deal with customers.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want us to get fired.
I worked in a food store and I was kind of nice. I really didn't care if the lady's bologna was brown, but
I mean, I think the rudest thing I could say I did, but it wasn't really rude, it was passive aggressive, which I'm kind of like a master of,
yeah, you.
I like to think. I was working at the drive-thru in McDonald's, and somebody came through. Welcome to McDonald's, how can I help you? Which my boss told me to say, they know where they are, don't say welcome to McDonald's. I'll say whatever I want.
I just said welcome to Roy Rogers.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Well, apparently what I should have said was welcome to Burger King. Can I get a Whopper, please? And I press the button to speak, and I say, yeah, you're going to want to pull out of here, take a left, drive all the way down to Fremont Street, take a right onto there, you should be able to see the sign. You can't miss it.
Was that here or at...
No, this was up in Buffalo.
New Yorkers could have taken that funny. Down here, they'd be like, oh, you're so rude!
That was where I figured out that apparently it's rude to say ma'am to women.
It is, in New York.
I did not know that.
Here, it's like second nature.
Oh, yeah.
Like when people introduce me to their kids, they're like, oh, it's Mr. Rich. It's like, no. I'm not a fucking guy that's on TV teaching your kid with yak puppets. I'm just Rich, not Mr. Rich.
Rich is not your last name.
No. I wish it was. Just because I don't like my last name, but...
I would imagine you probably wish rich was your state of being.
No, I like my life. Would I like more money? Sure, but I was born with nothing, and I have most of it left.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I mean, I don't worry about that kind of stuff anymore. I did in my previous life because that's what happens. But, and by previous life I mean a few years ago.
I don't want to worry about money.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Especially when you're, like, now I'm responsible for just me and Shay. So, money to me, as long as the bills are paid and I have some money for food, that's all I really care about now.
Yeah.
I don't have to save for anything anymore. When I get older, I mean, I'll just go sit with that dude at Walmart who's got a brand new scooter and a sign that says anything helps, and his dog looks healthier than mine.
Okay, scooters need to stay off the damn highway.
I thought I was the only one that felt that way.
You are definitely not the only one that feels that way.
And wearing an orange vest doesn't make it any better.
No, it just makes you a better target.
Just like, what's with them
Okay, there you go. They're on my revenge list. Everybody that drives a scooter on the highway.
Just like, what's with them dropping kids off from school in the middle of the freeway?
Right. I don't know.
What? You can't turn the street to let the kid off? Or drop him off at the entrance?
I don't understand why they... you're going to be going down the road. You're going to be going into where a speed limit is either 55 or 60. So don't say, oh, you can only go 45 miles per hour.
That's still fast. When I came down here, that was like culture shock. Up where I lived, you had to drive through a school zone at 15 miles an hour, 20 tops.
I just drove down one on 90 past the school. The speed limit was 35.
That's ridiculous. You could obliterate a kid if you hit them with your car going that speed.
I don't know. I don't understand why that's their.
By the way, what was with the title of last week's podcast? Like it said, "Rich goes something off the rails."
No.
Something like that. I looked at it.
Last week's was AFR.
No. Maybe I was looking at because when I reloaded
the description said Rich thinks we've hit rock bottom.
Yeah, I didn't think we hit rock bottom.
You said it in the episode.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I say a lot of things.
You said something to the effect of, we've hit rock bottom when we're talking about poop.
That is true, so maybe I did say that. Even though poop is a great topic.
It got us
a good couple minutes. It is the most popular emoji.
It got us a good couple minutes of content.
I can always talk about defecation. There's many different words you can call it.
Yeah.
I like defecation because it sounds powerful.
I can't remember. Oh my god, I forgot my favorite one. Forgot my favorite way to say shit.
You just did it.
No. Although that's happened to me before.
Really?
You ever think it was going to be a fart and then realize at the last second that's not going to be a fart?
Never sharted a day in my life.
Neither have I. I was able to get to a toilet quickly enough.
Never sharded a day in my life.
But I was like, all right, well, this is going to be...
I've thrown up everywhere but the toilet.
Really?
In the bathroom.
Thankfully, I have not thrown up since I had the stomach flu when I was 15.
I got sick on, what the fuck? My wife's cooking. And, I threw up I tried to get it in the toilet, but it was like violent throwing up. And I got it in the shower, behind the toilet, on the floor, in the mop bucket.
I was going to say at least it's easy to clean up, but after that first one...
The only other time I had a problem is I had the flu a couple of years ago, and I was like shooting out from both ends. So I had the bucket and you sometimes you just miss the bucket.
Did you have the flu or the stomach flu?
Both.
Oh. I've been lucky. I've had the stomach flu once. I've only had the flu once.
Really?
My mother used to get the flu every year.
My mom gets sick every year too.
But I thankfully never got it from her. I did end up getting it once, and basically what I did was I put on the heaviest stuff I had to wear, and got under a ton of blankets on my bed, and just sweated out for 3 days.
When I had my blood infection that I told you about, I slept in the bed with Shay under 8 quilts, and I had on 3 sweatshirts, and you know how I am with the heat, and I was still cold.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I think I'm so close with Shay, because when I was sick, she stayed in the bed with me, and she can't jump because of her legs, but she got in and out of the bed.
Nice.
Now I don't think she would. She's too old.
Yeah, well, unfortunately that starts to happen.
She's good, though. I mean, we give her some stuff to keep her hips from hurting her.
What's nice is I'll get home from Player's Choice, and I'll just toss the bag of comic books onto my bed. And then forget about it for the rest of the day until I go into sleep.
What are you playing with over there?
That's just some lint. And until I can get it to the trash.
Oh, don't call it trash. It's garbage.
Trash.
It's garbage.
Trash.
You're from New York. It's garbage. There's no trash trucks in New York. It's garbage.
You know what's garbage? That thought. It's trash.
Garbage.
No, trash is when it's in the kitchen. Garbage is when it's outside.
It's always garbage. No.
Nope.
Yeah. No,
nope.
I don't. You're from New York. I don't accept you saying trash.
Nope.
And you haven't been here long enough.
What's funny is that, depending on where you are in New York, different things are said.
No.
Yeah.
Not from Long Island. It's garbage.
Okay. Well, what do you call a sub?
A sandwich?
You call it a sandwich.
Yes.
You don't submarine, hoagie, hero, nothing?
Hero.
It's a sub.
It's a hero.
It's a sub.
It's a hero, just like that's not a pop. It's a soda.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's a sub.
No.
Yeah.
It's a hero.
It's a sub.
It's a hero. You don't get a meatball sub. You get a meatball hero.
No, you get a meatball sub.
No, that's only what fucking retarded people down here call it.
You get a meatball sub. You get a cheeseburger sub.
What the fuck is a cheeseburger sub?
Never had a cheeseburger sub.
No.
Well, down here nobody has them. But
it's a hero.
It's a sub.
It's a sandwich, number one.
Excuse me, does it have a cape? No, so it's not a hero, is it?
Neither does Nightwing, and he's a hero.
Okay, is it wearing tights?
Yeah, because sometimes it's wrapped in plastic.
Who wraps it in plastic?
Delis.
Not any deli I've ever been
or
to.
the paper. That's their tights. You eat it naked, just like a woman. The Matt just lost his whole train of thought there.
You're good at that, Rich.
I am very good at that.
You're good at that. It's still a sub, but
in one part of Long Island, if you go to Levittown, where I used to live, and you find two guys
Bill O'Reilly used to live there.
Call two guys named Joe, and you tell them canned peaches, they will laugh uncontrollably. Because my friends and I, when we used to talk about stuff, like we wanted to talk about someone, we would use other things in place of it. So we were talking about women, but we were out in Roy Rogers. And my other friend didn't know what we were talking about. It was the same thing, with women. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "What are you guys talking about?" And I was like, "Canned peaches, Nick." And he really thought we were talking about canned peaches for the entire time we were talking. So if you go to those two guys, they will laugh if you say canned peaches. Well, one of them hates me now, but that was because of my wife, and he just doesn't forgive me.
So, up in Tonawanda, where I'm from, there are two restaurants, one called Fast Teddy's, that I don't know if it's still there, but they used to have under their Fast Teddy's sign, slow service cold coffee. Yeah. Was there for years. Wasn't true, but it was just a little, in-joke they had.
Canned peaches, Matt.
And the other place, which some people might have heard of, is Ted's Hot Dogs.
I've heard of that.
And on their menu, there above the counter, they have Ted's Footlong. Which I always found funny.
I started laughing as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
I should teach you my Simpsonese. We'd be able to talk about anybody in public and nobody know what we're doing.
Oh, there is something I do want to check about The Simpsons.
What's that?
I don't remember what the episode was. I don't know what the episode was about because I only caught this brief glimpse of it. But it's Homer. Apparently, there's like a math conference in town, and Homer is staring at this sign that says "Math Joke of the Day," and it's just this equation, and he's laughing. Just going on about how funny this is, and it pulls out from the sign. And you see there's a dog with its head stuck in a box, and that's what he's actually laughing at. But I want to know what that equation is to see if it's actually a joke. Because it seems like something The Simpsons would do is actually have a math joke. Like
it's a Lisa episode, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
And I believe they're in Washington.
Maybe.
For a math, like mathletes type thing. I'll have to look in my collection of Simpson episodes. But I know what episode you're talking about because he's like, hee 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 hee, and you think he's solved the equation, but there's a dog in the back. Every time you bring up a dog, though, I think of that sad Futurama episode.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What was his name, the dog?
Seymour.
Seymour.
I think his full name was Seymour Butts.
That show, you know what's funny about Futurama? I hated it. The first 5 episodes I watched. First episode that got me to keep watching it is Fry's sitting on the couch, and they offer him $50 to go get a job. And he goes, $50? My clothes are worth $50. And the next scene, he's naked, and he's counting $50. And I laughed for days about that, and I just watched it every episode since then.
There's some really good episodes, but I think as a whole, it's not a series that I really enjoyed that much.
The more you watch it, and you look for the little nuances in it, the better it is.
Pretty sure they had a Doctor Who reference in one episode.
They had Doctor Who episode reference in a lot of episodes. I'm not a Doctor Who fan. I tried watching it. I can't get into it.
It's one of those things you have to have the time to sit down and watch more than one episode of.
I have a hard time understanding a lot of people in it, too. Like the English accents sometimes throw me off. I don't know. Sometimes it just throws me off.
I was sitting down with somebody watching the remake of Fright Night with David Tennant and Colin played Bullseye in Daredevil.
I know who you're talking about. Don't know his name.
Colin something. I can't.
Every time you say Colin, I think Colin Mockery from Who's Line.
Funny guy. Can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. Colin Farrell.
There you go. Not related to Will Ferrell.
And David Tennant is Scottish. David Tennant was the 10th Doctor.
He was also the Purple Man. And
yes, that's right.
Nancy Drew, whatever the hell that show was.
Yes, that's exactly what it was, Nancy Drew. Can you imagine if that was Nancy Drew?
Did you like Jessica
Never
Andrews, whatever the hell it was? I can't remember anything
Jessica Jones.
I still haven't finished watching Iron Fist.
I have not seen Jessica Jones. I've actually not seen any of the Marvel Netflix series.
Daredevil was good.
That's not true. I saw 3 episodes of Luke Cage.
Didn't watch that.
Did not like it. Thought the acting was terrible.
That's what I get. Everybody told me Iron Fist was bad, but I loved it.
I've seen a lot of things lately about how Iron Fist was not treated well by critics.
So, I don't know. People just like, oh, they whitewashed it. Shut up.
Danny Rand was always white.
That's what I thought. Since when was he Asian?
Never.
Is that like a misconception that people have? Oh, I know what it is. It's those people that don't read comic books.
Yeah.
I'm still not thrilled about the new Spider-Man movie, and I know it comes out in like a month or so.
Anyway, the point of my story that you kept sidetracking me off of
I always do that.
was that this person sitting next to me could not understand a word David Tennant was saying in the movie. Because he was actually playing up his Scottish accent a bit. I could understand every word that came out of his mouth.
Well, good for you.
Well,
bully for you.
I'm used to it now after watching so much Doctor Who.
You need to start watching wrestling, too.
Never.
Why? What? Why not?
Never.
Why? That's not a reason.
Because I don't like it.
Why? What don't you like about it? It's just like comic books.
If I wanted to watch gay porn, I'd get a subscription to Pornhub.
That's a misconception. Why is it gay porn? What is different about seeing Seth Rollins in tight spandex pants or Ben Affleck's ass in a Batman suit?
They spent more money.
No.
On Batman.
I bet you those tights cost almost as much money as those suits.
I don't know. Maybe we'd have to do the research on that.
I know Chris Jericho with his light-up jackets.
Honestly, the gay porn thing was a joke, but I just have no interest in wrestling.
See, that's fair, but when people always go to me, oh, it's two men touching each other.
No, I mean...
There is more gayness in a football game than there is in wrestling.
Actually, boxing and UFC are pretty bad, too.
But there's more gayness in a football game with ass slapping and... I don't want to know what's going to come next, being they can't celebrate anymore. These guys are going to become repressed. Than there is in wrestling.
Yeah, well, like I said, boxing and
I never liked boxing. I never see the point of getting two guys in the ring to punch each other in the face until somebody falls down.
Well, that's not even what they do anymore. Now it's a couple punches and let's hug for like 10 minutes. Let's hug.
When I went to watch the UFC pay-per-view that CM Punk was on, that he got mauled on, now he'll block me on Twitter, I could not get over how boring it was. The women were cool because the women were vicious.
You have to catch a good match. There's good matches and then there's bad ones.
This beer's from England.
I barely know anything about like UFC, so I don't know these guys' names. But I do remember what was it, Ultimate Warrior?
No, that was a wrestler.
No, they did the series.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Warrior was the guy with the paint that ran to the ring in the 90s.
They did that Ultimate Fighter series, and the fight at the end of that was a great fight.
I would take Roddy Piper versus Goldust over any UFC fight.
Okay, I was only joking about the gay thing before, then you bring up Goldust.
Goldust was not gay originally.
Just the name.
Do you even know who Goldust is?
No.
He's a movie buff. And he would reenact parts of the movies to creep out his opponent. Then they made him gay. But that was to make everybody uncomfortable because the Goldust character didn't catch on.
I can't imagine why.
Do you know who Goldust was?
No. Dusty
Rhodes' son. You know who Dusty Rhodes is?
I did know that.
Do you know who Dusty Rhodes is,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
Son of a plumber.
Yeah.
I love Dusty Rhodes. He has one of the best theme songs. The Common Man. Common Man Boogie.
I just went really quiet and I don't think anybody heard me for a bit there. Because here we are talking about wrestling again.
I'll do it every show.
I wish I had somebody here that could help you with that.
Rob seemed to be pretty knowledgeable on it.
Rob is. I'm not.
I didn't know Rob watches wrestling.
He doesn't.
Why is he so knowledgeable about it then?
Because he reads a lot about it. But to be fair, I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours and watch wrestling.
Why not? Sit there and watch.
I have no interest.
You sat there and watched wrestling. You sat there and watched Civil War for 3 hours.
Civil War was not 3 hours long. It just felt like it was to you.
Because everybody cried, and then they used that pen scene. 20 minutes about two pens.
Well, yeah, no writing utensil scene can ever be as good as the pencil scene in The Dark Knight. So anytime they do that...
Anything the Joker does is always better than anything non-Jokers do. My friend says I'm obsessed with the Joker.
If you take the Joker out of that movie, it's a bad movie.
Of course it is. It's a Joker movie.
Well,
about a Power Ranger chasing him.
The Joker is the only good thing in that movie.
Batman looks like a Power Ranger in that movie.
You know what? I won't say that. Gordon was good too. And what's-his-face wasn't bad as Harvey Dent. But it wasn't a good movie. I can't remember
what his name is. Aaron something?
I can't believe I just forgot it.
I know it's Aaron.
Because he was in that Thank You for Smoking, which was really, really funny.
Never seen it. Big surprise.
Yeah. Shocking.
I don't want to watch just movies about life. I do watch bad movies, like Fat Beach. You ever watch Fat Beach?
No.
About a kid that wants to be a professional volleyball player and his dad doesn't want him to be?
No.
Or Blended with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler?
No. You just, you know.
You don't like Adam Sandler?
That's an evil name to me now.
Why?
Since Happy Gilmore... Yeah, I'd say Happy Gilmore. I have not found a single one of his movies funny.
Blended was funny.
You ever see Fired Up? Speaking of stupid movies?
No.
Fired Up is about two guys who go to cheerleading camp because they think that they'll get laid a lot there. Because
sounds like
they'll get
something
a ton of chicks. No. But best scene in the movie is the boyfriend of one of the guy's love interests is driving down the road with his dorm mates because they're all in college, or this guy's in college to be a doctor, Dr. Rick, so they call him Dr. Dick.
This movie already sounds really boring. Maybe it's just the way you're telling the story.
It is. It's the way I'm telling the story. But they're going down the road listening to Tub Thumpin'. You know Tub Thumpin'?
Nope.
By Chumbawamba? I get knocked down.
I can make up words too.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You never.
That's written by something called Chumbawamba?
It's a band. The band is called Chumbawamba, and the song is Tub Thumpin'.
I can make up words too.
I'm not making that up.
I think you made that shit up.
I did not make
that up. You made up your own name and a fake band.
Anybody look it up, and anybody listening who knows Rich can tell him that I'm right.
I would never listen. I'm never listening to that song again.
But the best line in that movie is when the song stops, he turns it off, and he goes, Chumbawamba. It's like the soundtrack to my life, man.
Is that how you feel?
No.
You get knocked down and you get up again?
I've never heard any songs other than that from Chumbawamba.
You don't have a song that just speaks to you?
No.
Really?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head here.
I've had many over the years. Right now I have Johnny Cash's Hurt is the one I play.
That's depressing.
Believe it or not, it makes me feel better.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it does.
So Johnny Cash's version of it, not Trent Reznor's.
I hate Pantera or whatever the hell it is. 9 Inch Nails, something like that.
At least you got it right on your second. Because Pantera and 9 Inch Nails are two completely different bands.
I don't like either one of them. Never been a fan of that. I'm very picky on music.
I tried to listen to Cowboys from Hell, which is like Pantera's big.
Yeah, I used to own that, and I threw it in the garbage.
I didn't like it.
I threw it in the garbage.
Didn't like
so sorry, Pantera. Or 9 Inch Nails. I don't know the difference. Just like I don't like Pearl Jam.
Neither do I.
And I hate the name Jeremy because of that song. And other reasons, as you would know.
Weird Al had a song, what is it? My Baby's in Love with Eddie Vedder.
I like 4 bands. Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
I like Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses.
Even the album where none of the band members are in it except Axl is a decent album. And I do think that eventually they're going to put another album out.
I don't think Chinese Democracy was received very well. I do know that.
That's because everybody's like, I hate it, dude. Everybody's got to hate on everything now. Just shut the fuck up and buy shit because you like it.
See, here's the thing. I don't like bands.
Neither do I.
That's not
true. I
like
songs.
That's not true.
You?
There are certain bands that I will give a lot more leeway to because I know that they're good.
Metallica is the one I buy all of their albums.
Not me. Foo Fighters for me. I love the Foo Fighters. I think
They're not bad.
I think they're great. But the nice thing is, I don't have to give them leeway.
They're a good band.
Yeah.
See, now we're talking about music.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, something different.
All right. Guilty pleasure song.
Guilty pleasure song.
Yeah.
American Pie.
Really? That's a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure song for you, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think
And
anybody.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet dreams are made of
Oh, okay.
these.
Okay.
Want to hear a funny thing that make me embarrassed? 30 years I thought they said Sweet Dreams of Mater D's.
All right, so you're talking the Eurythmics version of
I also have the Marilyn Manson version.
which is not bad.
Nope.
Um,
But yeah, one day some people caught me dancing in the bathroom to that song.
all right. I will tell you, I don't have a guilty pleasure song. I don't feel guilty about any of the music that I like.
There's some things
But-
you should.
To be fair, I will pick Breakfast at Tiffany's.
That's a good song too.
Yeah. I just forgot the name of the band, though. Deep Blue something,
Yeah, Deep Blue Dick, I don't know.
I think. It's
I just make shit up.
It's not that. It's Deep Blue
But yeah,
something.
Sweet Dreams, you can catch me rocking to that once in a while. Yeah.
Um,
I also been known to blow into towns listening to wrestling theme songs quite often.
I used to work at a oil warehouse, with shipping and receiving
Yeah.
oil. And I pulled in one day, I was blasting Funhouse by Pink at the top of my car's volume.
They used to call me and this guy Billy I worked with at Frank's Nursery in Levittown. We used to drive over to do all the deliveries for like the local people and we always played the NWO theme song. We were the NWO Frank's fan because we'd always be blasting that shit when we were driving around.
Yeah. I don't... I'd like to say I listen to soundtracks of things, but I don't.
Wrestling theme songs, a lot of people make fun of people, but they're actually catchy tunes.
Some of them are, I'll admit that.
But some of them are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like the Honky Tonk Man's theme song, his is fucking stupid. But yeah, guilty pleasure song, I'd say Sweet Dreams and the American Pie.
I don't know that those are guilty pleasure songs because they're not... Like, if you said to somebody, I like that song, nobody would go, really? Why?
Okay, I don't know the name of the song, the proper name, but that fat guy made the video of him dancing the Maya He. That's another song I listen to quite often. And because I'm overweight, I get mistaken for that guy quite often.
You don't look much like him.
I used to have the same glasses as him.
Okay.
And then I changed them after he made that video.
Okay. I see what you said, the fat guy. I thought you were going to say Bismarcky.
No. But yeah, I have that song on my... It's funny, like, I'll be playing Metallica, and if I get, like, sad and down, I'll put that on, and I'm back on top.
I don't know if... Do you ever watch the Sarah Silverman show when it was on?
I find Sarah Silverman and Amy Schumer disgusting.
And I bring this up for a reason. She had two friends on that show. One was a metalhead, and everybody thought he listened to metal all the time. So,
All gone.
a guy decided to see, a guy decided to see what was on his iPod, and was just over and over, like 1,000 times, Two Princes.
Raspberry Beret is another one I don't like to admit that I listen to.
Why not? Raspberry Beret.
Because I gave you crap
awesome
for it last.
song.
I
You
gave you
did,
crap. I
but
do
it's
listen
an awesome
to it though.
Song.
I'm not a big Prince fan.
I can't say that I'm a huge Prince fan either. My mother is.
Kissed by a Rose from the Batman movies too by Seal. That song makes me sad.
It's a good song.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a Batman song. I don't even know why they
it wasn't a
picked
Batman
that.
song, but it was a good song.
I don't even know why they picked that shit.
It was obviously it wasn't a Batman song.
I'm also big into metal versions of 80s cartoon songs. So I have like the metal version of Inspector Gadget and Thundercats.
That'd be interesting.
The metal version of Inspector Gadget is fucking great. I always wanted to be Inspector Gadget.
I would like to hear a band do the X-Men theme.
I have it.
Yeah.
It's badass. I have it. I have that, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats, Power Rangers, but Power Rangers done in rap.
No.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay. I can't even remember how old I was. Digimon was out.
Digimon.
Yeah.
Digimon.
I liked Digimon.
Everybody liked Digimon.
No, everybody liked Pokemon.
I like Digimon.
Digimon was seen as the poor man's Pokemon. And Digimon was better than Pokemon. But I went to see the movie. My mother dropped my brother and I off at the movie theater because no way she was going to go see that shit.
Really? My mom used to make herself go see that stuff.
No, my mother... well, let me put it this way. The last movie she saw was in theaters was The Longest Yard remake with Adam Sandler.
And Kevin Nash. Bill Goldberg.
Only because she won tickets. That's it.
That's sad.
She doesn't go to movies in the theater. But they did this stupid... I can't even remember the name of this creepy-ass cartoon character. Angela something. I can't remember. But that was stupid. I was already, covering my face like this. And then they started up the movie. And they did the Digirap. And it was the worst thing man has ever created on this earth.
There are people that hate Ninja Rap, too, from the Ninja Turtle movies.
Okay, was it the first one or the second one? Whoever was doing the song said Raphael was the leader.
Raphael was the leader of the group. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because he's not. And nobody caught that.
Actually, they did. It just, they couldn't change the lyric. Because nothing else would make that flow the same. And for a while there, people like... I don't know why people like Raphael, because I don't.
No.
I'm a Donatello Leonardo guy.
Yeah.
Except I don't like the Donnie that they have now.
On
It's
a
in
good
love with
on a
April.
good day, Michelangelo. I like it in that cartoon.
Well, they're ending that one, so because they want to dumb it down.
I like that more than I thought I would.
I stopped watching it the season where Roseanne was the ultimate Krang. Yeah, I lost interest.
I haven't gotten that far in it.
I lost interest after that because they moved the day it was on.
Oh, yeah, I hate it.
And then when I record stuff, I'm very bad at not watching it.
Last month, I had to drive up to...
How long have we been recording?
Over an hour and a half now.
Yeah, I think we need to reel this in soon.
Oh, we will. I had to drive up to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't actually the one driving, so I had a bunch of shit downloaded on my phone to watch as we're driving up there. One of the things I downloaded was the episode from the 2003 Turtle series, Same as It Never Was, because I've never actually seen the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Wow. That was not what I was expecting it to be.
I have, I've never watched the later on ones where they go into the future.
I think I've seen...
I have them all.
There were some series that came after that. Some seasons that came after that, too.
Yeah, Back to the Sewer.
Yeah.
And they married Casey and April.
Those I've never seen.
You know what? Every Turtle series, when I stop watching it, when the rhinoceros guys and the space people come in, I always stop watching it.
Oh, yeah. What are those things called?
The General Trag and all those guys.
Well, I can't remember their names.
I dropped my bottle cap.
Yeah, Rich is drunk.
Nah, not one beer is not going to make
Dropping bottle caps, knocking over his toys.
His name is Optic, and he's got an eyeball for a head, and that's how we're going to end this episode.
And I was about to say that. I think that's how we're reeling it in right there.
Because I have an eyeball for my head.
All right, well, this has been the Sorta Professional Podcast, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.